Obscure City is a place where you can find many unique dangers. This is where she works, Cassandra Killjoy, paranormal private eye. Now a teenage girl's father has gone missing, and Killjoy believes that the city's enigmatic protector, the swordsman, is the key to finding him. So Killjoy must face many deadly dangers in her search for the swordsman. Available on Amazon.com. Monsters, mystery, danger. What if it was your destiny to face them all? Would you choose the path that was laid before you, or would you forsake adventure for a normal life? Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. I'm Erod and I'm the Blockbuster Buster, and why isn't everyone talking about this show? Now, in all fairness, this was a stellar year for animation. Has-Been Hotel, Invincible, Secret Levels, The Legend of Vox Machina, X-Men 97, and that's just TV. We also had some seminal features this year, like the Crisis on Infinite Earths trilogy, Transformers 1, The Wild Robot, and Inside Out 2, which is the highest grossing movie of the year. So as much as it pains me to admit it, I completely understand why this awesome show flew under the radar. So let's remedy that by giving it the TLC that it deserves. The series was created by Echo Wu, who was inspired by her experience growing up as a person of Chinese descent in Dallas, Texas. She actually started pitching the series in 2020, but the show didn't truly get any traction until actor, comedian, producer, and all-around badass babe Ali Wong became attached. Originally as a producer and then as the voice of the titular character. And thus, in 2023, it was announced that Jentry Chau had officially found a home on Netflix, premiering on December 5th, 2024. The plot. Chinese-American teen Jentry Chau has had incredible supernatural powers all her life, but in spite of being aware of the world of the paranormal, she'd rather be an average teen instead. This all changes on her 16th birthday, when an all-powerful Mowai called Mr. Sheng starts hunting her for her powers. But in spite of her great aunt Gugu insisting that Jentry train and learn to master her abilities so she can battle Sheng and protect our realm, Jentry wants nothing to do with it, until she discovers that her powers might hold the key to solving a few mysteries that have plagued her all her life, with the biggest one of all being what happened to her parents. Character design and animation. The characters were designed by Cal Athanasov, who gave Jentry and her supporting cast a very distinct look that makes the show stand out. Not to mention fit into the themes of the show perfectly of action and horror without sacrificing beauty and femininity. The animation was handled by Titmouse Incorporated. And I don't know how else to compliment that studio. They are just the excellence of execution. And their skills are on full display here, delivering dynamic action, chilling horror, and tantalizing drama. Hell, Titmouse co-founder Chris Parnowski works as one of the show's producers. And as far as I'm concerned, that's an extra seal of quality on an already quality show. Cast and characters. While this is an action-adventure mystery series, it does have a soap opera format, with a large supporting cast weaving in and out of the central plot. For that reason, in this section, I'm only going to focus on the central cast. And we're going to start talking about them with Mr. Sheng and the Mowai, played by Greg Sean and Kento Shen. Sheng was an average man from 17th century China who suffered a horrible tragedy. So out of desperation to fix it, he made a deal with an evil Mowai who possessed him and turned him into the insanely powerful demonic entity he is today. Unfortunately, he is still not powerful enough to undo the tragedies of his past. To do that, he needs the powers of the Yellow Emperor. And for reasons that I don't want to give away, the powers of the Yellow Emperor now belong to Jentry. So, suffice it to say, these two are always at odds with one another.
I thought you didn't even want these powers, little girl.
I don't, but they need to be somewhere you can't get them.
Now let's talk about those who stand against Sheng and the forces of the Underworld, starting with Ed, played by Bowen Yang. Ed is a Yang Xin, a Chinese hopping vampire, named after that one character from that one book series that we will not discuss in this video. And while Ed has all the traditional powers possessed by his undead brethren, all of that is mostly cancelled out by his excessive cuteness. Due to his continued failure and good nature, Ed eventually leaves Mr. Shang's employ and starts working with Jentry and her great aunt, becoming an unofficial part of their family and Gentry's best friend. And it pays to have a hopping vampire as a friend.
How about a rematch?
Flora Gugu Chau, played by Lori Tan Shin. Look, I know that we live in a day and age where we have a lot of badass female heroes to look up to. Black Widow, Wonder Woman, Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but they all pale in comparison to Gugu. This woman is a ruthless, unrelenting, powerful Taoist priest and a devious con artist. She's like if John Constantine and Melinda May had a baby. So trust me when I say you don't want to mess with her. Jentry Chau, played by Ali Wong. Jentry is your average teen girl who grew up immersed in ancient Chinese supernatural folklore. For this reason, monsters and paranormal phenomena in no way concern her. However, boys, socializing, and peer pressure, now that is a challenge. And this is one of the best aspects of the show, that while supernatural horror might be a challenge, it is still not as challenging as life. Season 1. Okay, so it is impossible to talk about this show without spoiling it. And while I will do my absolute best to avoid major spoilers, I believe that it's better to go into the show fresh and watch all the mysteries unfold. So if you haven't seen Jentry Chau vs. the Underworld, you might want to stop the video here. You've been warned. Alright, so here's the first big spoiler. Gugu is a ghost!
Can we just circle back to Gugu being dead? Why am I just now finding out about this?
One of the recurring themes in this show is that actions have consequences. And those consequences are not cute and cartoony. Characters can get hurt, die, or worse, which gives the series legitimate stakes. This isn't one of those cartoons where there's a magical conflict, Jentry and Ed reverse it in 15 minutes, and then everything goes back to the status quo. No, when change happens in this show, it's permanent. Because of the show's serialized nature, in spite of the fact that it only has 13 episodes, so much happens in those 13 episodes. It's like watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy in just one sitting. This show is such a long, epic journey of mystery, conflict, and mind-shattering revelations that by the last episode, the characters are so different that they no longer resemble who they were at the beginning. While the series is a coming-of-age story told from Gentry's perspective, you also get to see how her decisions and actions affect everyone around her. The boys that she likes, the people that she befriends, her teachers, neighbors, and family. Jentry returning to Texas to go to school is like dropping a pebble in a pond, which creates endless ripples that affect everything. The question is, do you accept the change or do you resist it? In the end, the fact is that change is inevitable. Gentry's continued conundrum is her desire for a normal life, which she assumes she can have by ignoring the supernatural or giving up her powers. But if she does that, there won't be anyone to defend our realm from the forces of the Underworld, and any semblance of a normal life would go out the window. So unfortunately, she can't have one without the other. So yeah, plenty to keep Jentry busy throughout the season. Saving the world, romantic entanglements, social acceptance, family drama, and solving the mystery of what happened to her parents. Yeah, like I said, so much happens. In the end, through all the twists and turns, through all the tragedy and triumph, Jentry manages to find a semblance of balance. Not a perfect life, but one that is right for her, where she does her best to enjoy the good moments until the next supernatural evil rears its ugly head.
The powers aren't safe anywhere else. If demons come looking for them, we won't be able to protect ourselves.
Final verdict. Most animated shows that are made for general audiences are predictable and condescending. This show is nothing like that. While Jentry Chau desires simplicity, her world is anything but. Life is messy and complex, and it's often hard to tell the good guys from the bad guys. This show embraces the tumultuous turmoil of everyday life, but presents it to us with a cool paranormal backdrop that is brilliant, fascinating, terrifying, and beautiful all at the same time. So if you love shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Jackie Chan Adventures, but you also long for the complex characters of My So-Called Life and Freaks and Geeks, then this is the show for you. 10 points on the badassitude meter. Grab some chicken from Mimi's, have some scrolls at the ready, and give it a watch. Until next time, I'm Erod, and I'm the Blockbuster Buster.